Wait.
I gotta turn off Twitter. Oh, what just happened? The Hornets don't have enough cap space yet for the Gordon Hayward deal. What they will do to make that happen? The Hornets will waive Nick Batum. Batum and use the NBA stretch provision to create space for Gordon Hayward.
Oh, okay.
It's a cold game.
Oh, it's cold. It's cold. It's ice cold. They'll play. That's why players are like, you know what? No, I'm taking control.
What's up, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Undrafted Views. We're here. We talk sports from the sidelines. And in this episode, we're going to talk all things 2020 NBA free agency. Let me tell you, if you on Twitter right now, you are getting your entire life. Now, this is a disclaimer. Whatever we talk about in this video is subject to change in the next minute. But we found some things on Twitter with the movement within free agency that we had to talk about. So this will be a casual conversation with us giving our opinion about the recent moves that has taken place. So let's go.
Okay, you know what? I want to talk about Dwight Howard. Can we talk about Dwight?
Yes.
Okay, so Dwight rejuvenated himself.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know he was a beast back in the day with the Orlando Magic. He's 34 years old now. He took a huge pay cut to come play with the Lakers and LeBron James. Finally won his ring after 15 years in the league.
Yep.
And can I just say, he took matters in his own hands and was like, you know what? Lakers, I'm out. I'm going to Philly.
Well, I don't think it really happened that way. But at the end of the day, he ended up in Philly. I really believe that there was a breakdown in communication. In my reading, and it indicated that the Lakers wanted to offer him a deal, but they were waiting for the owners to agree on it. And during that time frame, crafty Sixers said, we got this. So in between, right after he tweeted, I'm going to the Lakers, and he deleted it, he was signing on the line to go to the Sixers. And you know what? I ain't mad at it. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I think it is a great pickup for the Sixers, more so than a huge loss for the Lakers. That's what I believe. I believe that is what the Sixers need, a great, strong backup. But even more so, I really believe if he embraces that role, he can be a mentor to Joel Embiid. I think that is the uptick for Sixers. It's the backup to Joel Embiid and the mentorship that he can offer with his experience and his multiple rebound awards and, block awards that he received over his career. It can be huge for Joel Embiid. And not only a mentor, but also can Joel Embiid follow Dwight Howard's workout regimen? Because Dwight Howard's body is amazing and his stamina is amazing on the court. So I'm going to need Joel Embiid to shadow Dwight Howard, because if you can get halfway to where Dwight Howard is, he would be Joel Embiid's game would skyrocket immediately. I think he already has the fundamentals. Embiid has the fundamentals. What he's lacking is stamina and fitness. And if he can get that,
I am a big fan of Joel Embiid. I like his game. He can hit the three. He can bang down low. He's got the footwork of Hakeem Olajuwon. I mean, he's fantastic. And like you said, if we can just get him to stay healthy, get in better shape, and, but the thing with Joel, I think he's heavy-footed. I don't think he can run up and down like Dwight.
Okay. And I'm not asking him to be Dwight.
Right.
I'm asking him to be a better version of himself. So if Dwight can help with that, just from his experience alone, because Dwight has played with so many other great players in his tenure. So whatever that is. If your heavy foot is what you got, let's work on how you can be light on that heavy foot by getting this fitness workout in. I'm just saying it can help him.
Okay. All right, cool. So we agree that Dwight Howard going to Philadelphia was a great pickup.
Absolutely. Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm happy with that move. Totally.
Okay. So because Dwight left, it opened up a huge gap with the Los Angeles Lakers. And you know who filled that gap? Montrezl Harrell.
Let me tell you something. When I read that across my Twitter timeline, I was made me feel a certain way. It made me feel a certain way. Now, granted, Montrezl Harrell was a free agent. He can go wherever he wants to go. And as a matter of fact, I am pro player movement. Let me just tell you, because if you don't do it, these teams will. So you might as well own where you want to go. So I'm here for that.
Mm-hmm.
But the Lakers?
What's wrong with him going to the Lakers?
Essentially nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It just rubbed me the wrong way. Maybe because I know that there is a rival between the Clippers and the Lakers. And the Lakers dominate LA. If you live in the city of LA, you know this, right? So the Clippers had an opportunity to own a piece of LA. And what they do? They fumbled it. So now they fumbled it. So now I'm not necessarily don't disagree with him going to the Lakers. Yeah, if you want to get in, if you believe that you can get a ring with them, why not? I understand that. It just felt funny. That's all. It just felt funny. Felt like a betrayal. I almost felt like a betrayal.
Gotcha.
And I didn't like that part of it. But if he's with them, I mean, hey, that's what he wanted to do. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think a big part of that was the fact that he signed with Clutch Sports Agency, and LeBron has. So now he has, I think he has Montrez, he has Anthony Davis, obviously himself. He has a couple of other, I think there's a couple other players on the Lakers who are also with Clutch. So it's starting to feel like a monopoly a little.
I just, you know what? Hey, I am pro player movement. Please understand that. Just something about the Trez move to the Lakers hit different. Now, if Trez would have gone to the Charlotte Hornets, if he would have gone to Trail Blazers, I didn't want Trez to leave the Clippers. So I thought he would run it back again. But if he decides to leave, he has that choice. Something about that move to the Lakers it just didn't feel right. But hey, you know what? I wish him the best. I mean, come on. He was 6th man of the year. Why wouldn't the Lakers want him on the team? Right? Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't they want him to be the backup to JaVale McGee? Or is he going to be start? I'm
worried about the center position. I'm not impressed with that. Not with JaVale. Maybe if they start Trez, then maybe. But you know what I just thought about as you were speaking about, the rival and all that. Does this kind of feel the same as when KD left to go to Golden State? Does this feel that it kind of has the same feeling for me because Golden State won without him. Lakers won without Trez. You're going to go join them. Now you're on the bandwagon. Like, I don't know. Kind of feels the same to me.
Not for me, because KD and Golden State were not in the same market and they weren't in the same city. It's something about the city piece for me is where I'm like, you couldn't go out of state. Like, that's where it is for me. I think it's all about the LA piece for me.
He didn't want to leave Los Angeles.
If you're going to leave, I need you to leave LA. You need to go to LA, right? You need to go away from LA if you're going to leave an LA team. So maybe that's where it is for me. Trez, I wish him the best of luck. I like Trez. I wish he would have stayed with the Clippers. So this is no hate for Trez at all. It just seemed weird. But again, go get your paper, boo-boo. Go get your ring. If you believe you can acquire one, hey, do all of that. Yeah. Okay. And if you wanted to leave, I don't blame you, because you don't forget that you were a part of the demise of the Clippers in the bubble. Please don't act like you did great during the regular season, but you had something that didn't show up. Granted, your grandmother passed away. I understand that, because if you've ever lost someone that's really close to you, it will shake your world. So I get all of that. So that's why you get for me, you get a pass, because I wouldn't want the same pass. I wish you the best.
One last thing on the Clippers, had losing Trez. What they did in return, they let Jermichael Green walk. They re-signed Patrick Patterson and Marcus Morris. They broke the bank for Marcus Morris. I just don't know. I don't know what the Clippers are doing. It seems like they're setting themselves up for something else. They have to be, because if they're not, I hate to say it, the Clippers will not even make a stink in the NBA season, or definitely you probably won't even make the playoffs.
If they don't do something major, and hopefully they're working out some deals that have not been leaked yet, that's going to really change how I feel about their roster right now. Good luck in making the plan.
And what they did was they put added pressure on Kawhi and Paul George to be great. Kawhi can be great, but Paul George, I don't know that he can be great. He can be good, but is that enough in the West?
Now, if the changes that they allow to happen is going to help with continuity on their team, because that was something that was really huge in the chemistry, and these changes were needed to help mold a new culture, then I'm okay. Then let me see what that plays out to be, right? But right now, I don't know if it's going to be enough, and it may be, but right now, I need to see what else they're going to do. And once I know what that is, then I may have a different take on it. But right now, today,
I know. So at the time of this recording, that's how I feel too. There's extreme gaps and they need to fix them.
At the time of this recording, hilarious.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on to Gordon Hayward. Now, originally there were reports that Gordon Hayward wanted out of Boston, and New York and Atlanta and Indiana were interested. And I just knew in my heart of hearts that Gordon Hayward was going to end up with Indiana because he's from there. He's already enrolled his kids in school and all that. Okay. So I said, oh, he's going to the Pacers. Great. But prior to this recording, and I mean minutes before, we got a breaking news alert. Gordon Hayward has signed with the Charlotte Hornets.
They weren't even part of any tweet discussion.
Not at all. I just don't know what happened. What happened?
And he said 100 million or this 120 million. And I'm going to be residing in Charlotte.
Now, I always knew that Gordon Hayward was a little, I guess he was a little outside of his market. He came from a small market with the Utah Jazz. He has not flourished in the large market in Boston. There's a lot of scrutiny. The fans are just, they're unrelenting in Boston. So now seeing him go to a small market like the Charlotte Hornets, ain't nobody checking for them. I think nobody is going to be checking for the Charlotte Hornets.
I disagree.
I just don't see. They're not going to be on national TV.
I disagree. And I disagree because of the signing of LaMelo Ball. First round, third pick of the 2020 NBA draft. I say that because all eyes and the discussion, what I have been experiencing on my timeline is that they talk more about LaMelo Ball than they talk about the first round draft pick. So I know that the Charlotte Hornets may not have been TV ready, national TV a game played in the past, but this upcoming season, I see it different. I see it different. So if Gordon Hayward was trying to get away from the news media, guess what? Because you now signed right after LaMelo Ball signed, boo, you are going to be all through the news media. So you didn't get away from it. Not this year. I don't see it. When was the Pelicans on the main stage?
When? Oh, when Zion came.
Exactly. And it's going to be the same for the Charlotte Hornets. Watch.
I don't see LaMelo having that much pull in the media. I don't think he's that marketable. Zion was marketable.
If it's not that, it's going to be the tandem between LaMelo Ball and Michael Jordan. It is going to, they're going to find a way to shape it. I'm telling you, I see it. I see it.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, don't he own the team?
He owns a portion, but I don't see it. Did you mean LeVar Ball and Michael Jordan? Or did you mean LaMelo?
I mean all three of them.
Oh, okay.
The whole story, the whole narrative is something that the sports channels can really talk about for the upcoming season. Yes.
Yeah. But when they start the season 0-12, we'll see how many games show up on national TV. I'm just not sold. I'm not sold.
0-12? Okay.
I'm not sold on the Charlotte Hornets. at the time of this recording.
No, I'm not saying that I even see it for them. What I do see is that they're going to be talked about. So it goes back to Gordon Hayward not wanting to be in the spotlight. You know, he flourishes in smaller markets. Well, guess what, honey? You have now moved to a market that may be small, but will be talked about. And because they're going to be talking about LaMelo Ball, you're going to get some of it too. That's just what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Yeah, I wish Gordon the best. He got a $120 million deal out of Charlotte. I think they overpaid him tremendously.
Well, he ain't the only one overpaid. So, hey.
If we're being honest, huh?
Being honest. But
wow.
What does that look like?
I know. Golly. Especially because Gordon Hayward is not going to put people in seats. But LaMelo will. I'll give you that.
That's my point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Celtics fans, you ain't got to worry about Hayward. He gone. He gone.
I don't think Celtics fans wanted him in town anyway.
So, you know. So who won in the trade? The Hornets or the Celtics?
The Celtics won. All right, you guys. So that wraps up this episode of our overview of some of the moves here in the 2020 NBA free agency. And there are plenty. We just touched on a couple.
Hey.
Yeah. So keep an eye out on this channel. We will probably do another one if you let us know in the comments, because the NBA season starts December 22nd. When is training camp again?
December 1st.
Yeah, so from now until December 1st, I'm looking for more moves here. You know, some pretty, I'm waiting on a couple teams. I'm not going to say who, but some teams need some gaps filled.
If they continue to wait, they're not going to get anybody. But you know what, though? I will say this. Teams should not overlook players that are undrafted or players that play in the G League, because those players have been coming up lately. So.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
All right.
Don't turn a blind eye.
You never know where your gem will come from.
Exactly. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you on the next one. But until then, peace.